Good morning, children. To continue with food and nutrition, whatever introduction I gave you, I hope it is understood by you people. And about the functions of food, we discussed physiological, social, psychological functions, and then the chemistry of food. We discussed about the chemistry of food, and also the classification according to food groups. I also gave you a little description about the classification of food groups. What was the classification of food group? That it was the cereals, pulses, nuts and oil seeds, vegetables, fruits, milk and milk products, eggs, meat and fish, fats and oil, sweets, condiments and spices. I hope this is the table I have also sent you through photocopy. Please, I hope you all must have gone through this. Then also the food groups, food stuff, and what are the nutrients, cereals, pulses, legumes, vegetables, and what all foodstuffs under comes under this category, and what are the nutrients we get through that. I hope it's clear to you all, children. Please look to it nicely, and in case you have not understood anything, please try to come up with your questions. Okay. Then classification of food according to functions. What is the classification of food? How food is classified? That is energy yielding food. What is energy yielding food? Foods rich in fats and carbohydrates are called energy yielding foods because from fats and carbohydrates we get energy. That's why the foods under which comes under this category said energy yielding foods. Cereals, roots and tubers, dried fruits, fats, oil, butter, ghee are rich sources of fats. These are the rich sources of fats from which we get energy, and carbohydrates carbohydrates, they are used by the body to provide energy for all activities. You know that for all the activities of the body we require energy, and for that, and that energy we'll get from fats and carbohydrates. Cereals, being cheap, predominates the diet and form the bulk. Cereals, what all things comes under cereals? Cereals, roots and tubers, potatoes, sweet potatoes, sugar, jaggery, wheat. These things come under cereals. तो these are the cereals which are little cheap. आप गेहूँ और आलू ये सब देखते हैं which जो कि हमें energy giving foods हैं, they are little cheap and they predominate the diet, और वो हमारे diet को predominate करते हैं and form the bulk, और वो bulk in we take it in bulk form. चावल हम ज़्यादा लेते हैं in comparison to vegetable and दाल, एंड वी ऑल्सो ईट चपातीस जो वीट से हमें मिलती है, हम रोटीज़ ज़्यादा लेते हैं इन कंपैरिजन टू दाल एंड वेजिटेबल. Cereals contain, in addition to carbohydrates, fair amount of protein, minerals and vitamins. In addition, in comparison to protein and other proteins and vitamins and minerals, cereals we take in bulk, and in other things we take in fair amounts. Pulses and food from animal sources also provide energy. The food which we get from animals also gives us energy, but are expensive and hence rarely included in poor and vegetarian dietaries. So because the sources of food which we get from animal, though also they give lot of energy, but because it is not very much included in the diet of the poor, because it is little expensive, and also it's not taken by the vegetarian dietaries, people who take vegetarian diet. Human body is made up of 70% carbohydrate and 12% fat. So you can imagine the composition of composition of carbohydrate in human body, that is 70%. 70% is quite a big percentage, and the energy which we get from fat, it is 12%. The bodybuilding foods, they are classified into two groups: milk, egg, meat, and fish. These are rich in proteins of high biological value. The proteins which we get from milk, egg, meat, and fish, it is of good quality and high quality. These proteins have all the essential amino acids in correct proportion for the synthesis of body tissues. For the wear and tear and for the maintenance of the body tissues, the protein which we get from these sources are very good, and also they have all the essential amino acids. Then pulses, nuts and oilseeds. They are rich in protein but may not contain all the essential amino acid required by the human body. Pulses and nuts and oilseeds, these are also very good sources of protein, but it is not as good as the milk, egg, meat and fish, because they may not containing all the essential amino acids required by the human body, though we are having all the essential amino acids present in milk, egg, meat and fish. Foods rich in protein are called bodybuilding foods. The food which are rich in protein are called bodybuilding food. The human body is the human body is made up of 17% protein, and the proportion of protein in body is 70%. These proteins are necessary not only for building new tissues but also for the formation of blood, and the protein is also for the building of tissues, but at the same time for the formation of blood also. Milk, meat, egg, fish, pulses, oilseeds and nuts are good sources of protein, and these are the good sources of protein. Protein maintains life and promote growth. So you can imagine that protein is a very important factor of human sources which we get from protein, because it maintains life. The life which we have is because of protein. It maintains life and promote growth. They also supply energy, and also though we get energy mainly from fats and carbohydrates, but we also get energy from protein. They are expensive as compared to carbohydrates and hence form a small proportion of the diet. Because they are expensive in comparison to carbohydrate, that's why it contains a very small proportion of a diet which we take. Okay. Then protective foods. What are protective foods? Protective foods rich in minerals, proteins and vitamins are known as protective foods. Foods which are rich in minerals, proteins and vitamins are known as protective foods. These are also called regulatory foods. These because these regulate the various bodily functions and protect it from ill health. These food products which we get from minerals, proteins and vitamins, these are protective and regulatory foods, and also because they regulate the various bodily functions and protect it from ill health. ये बॉडी के वेरियस फंक्शंस को रेगुलेट करते हैं और हर इल हेल्थ से, हर डिजीज़ से हमें बचाते हैं. They are very essential for health and normal working of the human body, and these are very important for normal essential for a healthy body. These are very important, and also for the normal working of the human body. Which what things are important? Proteins, minerals and vitamins, because they are also protective and regulatory foods. Water is a regulatory food, helps in digestion. Water also comes under this protective foods, because it also regulates the body. It is a regulatory food because it helps in digestion. It helps in digestion, excretion and maintenance of the body temperature. So water is also very much important. Milk, egg, liver, fruit and green leafy vegetables are protective food. The other protective foods are milk, egg, liver, fruits and green leafy vegetables. Protective foods are classified broadly into two groups. इनको हम दो ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड करते हैं. Foods rich in vitamin, minerals and proteins of high biological value such as meat, fish, liver, egg and milk, and other food rich in certain vitamins and minerals only such as fruit and green leafy vegetables. So one is food comes which under non-veg things, and other is vegetarian, which is mainly the fruits and green leafy vegetables. Okay. The table here I'll be sending it through the PDF file also. Look to the table nicely which food groups under which points comes under food groups, what are nutrients provided from these groups, and also needed for. Like for energy giving food, carbohydrate and fat, we get energy. Body building food, we get protein, growth and repair of tissues. Protective foods, foods that are क्या कहते हैं, that protect the body from diseases also, that is we get mainly from vitamins and minerals and fighting disease germs. So these are the food groups which were divided according to a classification. Then we see the I'm sending you the through the PDF file whatever I've sent, the table. Please look that table nicely, that classification of activities in relation to occupations. So according to the occupation, you can see the male occupation: sedentary work, moderate work, heavy work. सेडेंट्री वर्क दो जो वेरी लाइट वर्क करते हैं, टीचर, टेलर, बाबा, ये सब जो इसमें आते हैं. मॉडरेट वर्क जो बहुत हैवी वर्क करते हैं, बास्केट मेकर, फिशरमैन, गोल्ड स्मिथ, एग्रीकल्चर लेबर, फार्मर. एंड हैवी वर्क जो होते हैं वो स्टोन कटर, ब्लैक स्मिथ, माइन वर्कर, वुड कटर, गैंगमैन एक्सेट्रा. तो इनके अनुसार जो है इसमें दिया हुआ है, यह मेल के बारे में दिए एंड देन द फीमेल. यू कैन लुक कि व्हाट विच पीपल डू द सेडेंट्री वर्क, कौन मॉडरेट वर्क करते हैं और कौन हैवी वर्क करते हैं. ओके. देन फॉर्म्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिशनल स्टेटस. Nutritional status refers to the position or level of nutrition of an individual. What is our status is depends upon the level of the nutrition which we have taken or which we take. It is dependent on the type and quality of food taken. It also depends upon the type of food, what food we have taken, and also in which quantity we have taken. Its availability for the various bodily process, because its availability depend upon the various body processes. The process which is going on mainly depend upon the quantity of food which we have taken and the capacity to fight diseases. And whatever food we have taken, is it has that capacity to fight with the diseases, to make our immune system strong so that it may fight for the diseases. Eating the right kind of food in the right amount leads to a good nutritional status. If we are having the food which is in a right kind of food, which we should take it according to our body requirement, if we are taking that, and also in the right amount, if we are taking, means we are taking balanced diet. Balanced diet is what required amount from which we require from our body, requirement of our body depend upon the required thing which we take in the required amount, basically required by the body. It is balanced diet leads to a good nutrition status. Good nutrition status implies good health, and when we get everything in a required amount, means it is implying good health, means our body is healthy. The other aspect of nutrition involve physiology, psychology. Physiology is the science which deals with the actual functions of the body. Physiology, the body physiology, whatever this is the science which deals with the functions of the body. Physiology deals with the entire mechanism of the body. Whatever the mechanism of a body is, it basically depends on this physiology, and also according to the functions which we they perform. The cardinal principles of human physiology is that the constancy of the interior environment must be maintained at all time. The cardinal principle, whatever the principles, the systems which we follow, the system which they follow the principles, it depends upon the consistency of the interior environment. It depends upon the consistency of the interior environment must be maintained. और इसको जो है हमेशा maintain करके रखना. ये नहीं कि for some time we take healthy food and after that we stop taking healthy food. We cannot do that, because अगर we'll stop doing that, then what will happen? Our body will start deteriorating. When physiological mechanism fails, disease and discomfort result in spite of the chemistry of food being as per requirement. And what happen if the psychology mechanism fails? जो psychology जो हमारी जो physiology sorry, is physiology not psychology. When the physiology mechanism fail, अगर physiology जो हमारे systems के हमारे body की है वो अगर fail होती है, वो अच्छे से work नहीं करती है, then disease and discomfort result in spite of the chemistry of the food being as per requirement. लेकिन अगर हम खाना खाते रहें लेकिन जो mechanism है अगर वो अच्छे से follow नहीं कर रहा है, then what will happen? बहुत सारे डिजीज़ और डिस्कम्फर्ट हमें होने लगेंगे, और जिसको कि हमें पूरा करने के लिए वी हैव टू सी दैट द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ द फिजियोलॉजी ऑफ अ बॉडी शुड बी मेंटेन्ड. नॉर्मल न्यूट्रिशनल स्टेटस क्या होता है? बैलेंस food intake, food should be taken in a balanced amount, balanced diet should be taken, and normal utilization of nutrients. Whatever nutrients we are taking, it should be normal, it should not be taken more, or it should not be taken less. Then nutrition deals with food and meals and health and growth. Nutrition is basically deals with the food, whatever food we are taking, and meals, how many times we are taking meals, whether proper time, whether meals we are taking according to the proper time, and also in proper quantity, and the quality of the food should also be good, and health and growth, because it basically depend upon the health and growth of the individual. This is based on two fundamental sciences, that is chemistry and physiology. So the growth and development of one human body is basically depend upon two fundamental two sciences, that is chemistry and physiology. What nutrient the food meal will provide is largely dependent upon its chemical components. Whatever chemical components are present in their food depends that what we will, what that food meal will provide. It is depends largely upon that. The subtle and remarkable nature of life chemistry is that in living cells there is a series of components. Thus, in the living cells we see that there is a series of compounds so made as to be able to bring about the release of chemical energy from the foodstuff. Whatever foodstuff we are taking, after the oxidation, the energy which is being released, it is released just to make about the foodstuff to perform in a better way, so that whatever energy we get, it may be used properly by the body. Because after the oxidation, chemical oxidation, whatever energy we get out of that, it has to be used in the body in a proper way for the proper functioning of the body. Nutritional status: normal and malnourished. Under the malnourished, undernutrition and overnutrition. Undernutrition, when we are not taking food not in a required amount according to the body, and overnutrition, when we are taking things which we are taking more than according to the body requirement. Body requirement से ज़्यादा जब हम लेते हैं, it is then more overnourished, and then when we are taking less, then it is undernourished, and when we are taking it more, then what happens? Obesity and many problems of this type arises. Nutrition, therefore, is the science that deals with the study of all the processes concerned with growth maintenance. So, what happens? Nutrition के बारे में हमें क्या जानना है? That nutrition जो है एक साइंस है which deals mainly with the study of all the process concerned with growth. उन सारे process से concern रखती है जिससे कि growth होता है, growth, maintenance and repair of the body of living tissues. बॉडी का ग्रोथ प्रॉपर होना चाहिए, मेंटेनेंस होना चाहिए, और रिपेयर जो लिविंग बॉडी के होते हैं, सेल्स का रिपेयर होता है, विच आर कनेक्टेड इन अ फेयरली डायरेक्ट वे विद द न्यूट्रिएंट्स अप्लाइड बाय द फूड. जितना भी न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो हम फूड के द्वारा लेते हैं, अगर वो सप्लाई प्रॉपर वे में हो रहा है तो जो हमारा बॉडी का जो मेंटेनेंस है वो अच्छे से होगा. अगर मेंटेनेंस नहीं होगा तो व्हाट विल हैपन? ग्रोथ में प्रॉब्लम आएगी, मेंटेनेंस में प्रॉब्लम आएगी, एंड रिपेयर ऑफ द लिविंग बॉडी में भी, जो लिविंग रिपेयर ऑफ द सेल्स जो है उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है. न्यूट्रिशनल स्टेटस: नॉर्मल एंड मैलनरिश्ड. नॉर्मल, साइंस ऑफ गुड हेल्थ, अलर्ट एंड एनर्जेटिक. जो अगर हम अच्छा से हेल्थ ले रहे हैं, हमारी बॉडी हेल्दी है, देन वी आर अलर्ट एंड एनर्जेटिक. हम अलर्ट हैं, हमारी बॉडी को अच्छे से एनर्जी मिल रही है. ब्राइट आइज़, हमारे आइट ब्राइट है, ग्लोइंग स्किन है, शाइनी हेयर है, गुड टीथ है, रेगुलर बाल मूवमेंट है, नॉर्मल रेगुलर ईटिंग है, then everything is normal. But if malnourished, again two conditions, undernourished and overnourished, EPM, energy protein malnutrition. अगर हम अंडर नरिश्ड हैं, प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिएंट्स हमारे बॉडी को अकॉर्डिंग टू द बॉडी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं मिल रहा है, मीन्स अ बॉडी इज अंडर नरिश्ड एंड वी आर गेटिंग एनर्जी प्रोटीन malnutrition, जो विल सी कि व्हाट इज़ एनर्जी प्रोटीन malnutrition, और इसकी कमी से जो डिज़ीज़ होता है, डिफिशियंसी डिज़ीज़ होता है, दैट इज़ मेरास्मस, हम आगे देखेंगे, एंड क्वाशोकर। एंड ओवर नरिश्ड में ओबेसिटी, ओवर नरिश्ड जब हम ज़्यादा, हम अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिक्वायरमेंट के अनुसार हम ज़्यादा ले लेंगे, देन व्हाट विल हैपन, अ बॉडी विल बी बिकम ओबेस, और वो ओबेसिटी हो जाएगा, हमें बॉडी will become fat. Good nutrition requires a satisfactory diet which is capable of supporting the individual consuming it. So what is good nutrition? After all, good nutrition requires a satisfactory diet which is satisfactory and healthy for our body, which is capable of supporting the individual consuming it, and it will support the individual, whichever individual is consuming it, it will support that. It is a state of good health by providing the desired nutrients in required amount. So because if the body is healthy, how the body will be healthy? If we are taking the requirements of the nutrition according to the body requirement. It must provide the right amount of will to execute normal physical activity, और whatever जो amount है हमारे खाने का, it should be in a right amount, because अगर हमारा right amount में मिलेगा, then it will help us to execute our normal and physical activity nicely. If there is a wrong proportion of one or the other of these nutrients for a longer time, then the body can support a condition of malnutrition. लेकिन अगर proportion is not according to the body requirement, what will happen? What condition will come? That is condition of malnutrition, जिसमें कि कमी हो जाती है, कमी की वजह से water deficiency will occur. If the total amount of nutrients provided in the diet is insufficient, अगर जो डाइट में जो है अमाउंट ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो प्रोवाइड किए जा रहे हैं, दैट इज़ इनसफिशिएंट, अ स्टेट ऑफ अंडर न्यूट्रिशन विल डेवलप, और तो उसमें क्या होगा, स्टेट ऑफ अंडर न्यूट्रिशन विल डेवलप. द मोस्ट एक्सट्रीम फॉर्म ऑफ अंडर न्यूट्रिशन इज स्टार्वेशन. एक्सट्रीम फॉर्म में क्या हो जाता है, दैट इज स्टार्वेशन. यू मस्ट हैव सीन इन द नाइजीरिया, इस तरह के जो कुछ कंट्रीज़ हैं, आप देखेंगे कि वहाँ के लोगों को इतना स्टार्वेशन होता है कि उनकी बॉडी की रिब्स सब चीज़ एकदम दिखती है, बिकॉज उनको खाना नहीं मिलता है. Malnutrition may be caused by a wrong balance of nutrition as well as the simple inadequacy of one or the other of them. Malnutrition क्या है, हमें न्यूट्रिशन खाना खा रहे हैं लेकिन जो न्यूट्रिशन रिक्वायरमेंट है वो हमें नहीं मिल रही है, then this malnutrition occurs. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue with the nutrition deficiency and exercises. So children, please go through this chapter nicely, line by line, read it nicely, and in case if you are not being able to understand anything, you can come up with your questions. Okay, thank you.